Welcome back to SportsZone. I'm your host, Steven Lucero, and we're going to get into the men's bracket. We saw some chaos in the Elite Eight. Joining me to talk about it, Carson Starke and Alex Salazar, filling in for Sam Little. Sorry, I almost said the name there. But guys, looking at the Elite Eight first, as before we get into the Final Four, I mean, we saw a lot of good matchups, not the closest of games, other than one. And I just,
what was that one?
If you guys want to research that real quick to see which one that was.
Let's see.
I want to get to them first because there were these two teams, Duke and UConn.
Oh, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good.
Okay.
I think that's
But-
UConn, but
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
UConn, I think.
UConn, Connecticut? I think
something
so.
like that.
As long as we're being coy here.
Right.
This was a game of true blue bloods. I said it on Mania when we talked about it, Carson. This is just a matchup of all matchups, and I think we had pretty high expectations. However, Duke came out and was pretty dominant, for the first three quarters, almost all of this game. Yeah. As we roll through the highlights here, they were very impressive. And honestly, I hate to say it, but I kind of started to tune out this game about midway through because it just felt like the Blue Devils were really solid. They were playing well. UConn just struggling a little bit. Carson, walk me through this game.
This game, I have to say the same. I was kind of just like, I had high expectations for Duke just winning in general. I thought they were going to win by at least double digits, and I was like, oh, this is just what I expected. And, Cam Boozer got going. Isaiah Evans, all those guys are starting to play well, and I was just like, hey, Duke's too good. UConn can't handle it. But then you start to see them come back a little bit. So that's what I was thinking in the first half. Alex, what do you think as the game was going on?
Yeah, I had originally placed a wager with my father. I'd said, I am confident in this UConn team. My thought process was, players don't win championships, teams do. That's truly what I thought. Cameron Boozer, there's no denying that he is easily, at the worst, the number 3 pick in this year's NBA draft. He's an incredible talent, as you see him right there. But the whole game, I was thinking, they aren't a great team together. And we've seen it throughout this whole tournament. Down 13 to Siena, played a very close game throughout the whole game to TCU. Down 10 at one point to St. John's. They were struggling throughout every game in this tournament. But as I was watching it, on ESPN, 98.7% chance when they were up 44-25. And I just thought, I think they had him this game. I just thought, UConn couldn't make anything. But then they slowly kept creeping back in. And you just thought, anything could happen.
Yeah, it's a big play. I want to note before this play, though, Tarius Reed, he conceded the switch guarding Cameron Boozer and forced a turnover, which led to that 3. And then final possession, was this play? Oh, no, but then he switched on to him again.
This was
That's
a
great
huge
defense,
play by
but better
Cameron
offense by Cameron Boozer. But
Incredible
Tarius
defense
Reed, for
right
being
there.
that big and that dominant in the paint offensively, to be able to slide his feet, that's pretty good defense. But
and right there, that
top
shows
3 pick.
Yeah, that shows you how
Exactly.
good Boozer is.
Yeah,
how many
one of the
players
Boozers.
could do that? Yeah, one of them.
We'll get to that.
Here it is.
Man, but it's just tough. You see this play happen multiple times in March, but this is just an unfortunate circumstance for Duke. The steal,
UConn,
the pass,
no way,
the logo 3, all day. And I think the best part about this game, gentlemen, that play was the Dan Hurley reaction with the referee.
Yes.
The head nod. The amount of memes we got from this is just awesome. I
thought he was giving me a chest bump.
We didn't show up. But it's all good. What a shot, though. That's what you live for. And even not having my notes here, this is March. This is what we love March Madness for. Oh, is it here? I hope so. But it's just awesome. I don't think you expect anything less from Dan Hurley. If you don't know the clip, just look it up.
Yeah.
Point 4. Yeah, say goodbye. Blue Devils are backpacking.
Yeah, in one play on ESPN, Duke went from an 89% chance to winning this game to 0.
It reminds me of the play. I want to say it involved Texas a few years ago. Kevin Harlan was on the call, and you could do that. Yep. And then 3. That's what that reminds me of. But like I said, this is March. It was an awesome finish to watch.
And on that play, people want to blame Caden Boozer right there with the pass.
You should.
Well, yeah.
It's really tough to blame him because, yes, that was a bad decision there on Caden Boozer's part. But like you said, it was Virginia and Furman. We saw that exact same play, which led to Furman winning. And you want to preach, yes, please do not do that. Just hold on to the ball. Grant Hill said it on the broadcast. Duke could have just held on to the ball, but in the moment, you just want to you see an open man, he's got an open basket, you just want to get it into his hands. it's just a really tough play there from Boozer and the Blue Devils.
Yeah, guys. I mean, we are getting close to a week removed from this, but I just can't get over it because, I mean, I'm not by any means a Duke fan. I did have them winning this game in my bracket, but it's busted anyway, so that's not what I was worried about.
Man.
This was just simply a, to me, embarrassment for this
Yes.
Duke Blue Devils program as a whole because not only, you don't just lose this game, you collapsed in this game. You were up by as much as 19 points.
Yep.
We talked about it. That 97, 98% chance to win. I don't care about odds. I don't care about any of that. This is a team in the Duke Blue Devils in a program that is a blue blood, that is historically supposed to be good. You're supposed to be at this level. And once again, you find a way to lose in back-to-back years. You have Cooper Flagg, you have Cameron Boozer, you have Caden Boozer, you have so much. And once again, you find a way to lose. And I can see Coach K just screaming at this because no disrespect to John Shire, but you guys, you're the coach of this team. This is a team that is supposed to win. You're supposed to be here. And once again, you find a way to lose. I'm sorry, Duke, you have to be better. And then for UConn, you got to respect the fight because you found a way back into this game. They crawled and they fought and they clawed. And Dan Hurley's reaction at the end, we rarely see emotion from him.
Yeah.
But there it is because you and your team never stopped fighting. And as you said, Carson, this is March.
It is.
That shot right there, and I saw an incredible, shout out the photographer that got all of these shots.
Yeah.
Incredible. This is March. UConn finding a way to keep fighting, and they're rewarded in the end. Yes, Caden Boozer, that was a horrible pass. You should have just called the timeout. You should have been more disciplined. But this game, even though everyone's going to remember that play, I'm going to remember the collapse.
Yep.
You should have not only won this game, you should have won it steadily.
Handily, yeah.
You should have won it handily. You were in it, and you found a way to lose. And Duke, unfortunately, that's what I've seen year after year.
And that's why I was saying, that's why I was confident in UConn with this game. Like, you look at the stats for UConn. Caravan went 1 for 6 from 3. Braylon Mullins went 1 for 5 from 3. Solo Ball went 0 for 5 from 3. When you look at the numbers on the paper, there's really no reason UConn should have won this game. But it's at the end of the day, the players, the big stars, they don't win the game. It's whoever is put together and whoever plays together. Last year, Duke have 5 starters. All 5 starters are in the NBA playing.
You have
right
the
now.
2 front runners for Rookie of the Year.
You have the 2 front runners, and back-to-back years collapsing. It's because they aren't a good team. And last year, who did they lose to? Houston.
Yep.
Houston, they don't really produce NBA talent. They produce teams,
Yes.
and that's why I felt confident about UConn, and that's why there was no real reason throughout the game. I thought,
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some
like
Final Four matchups. I'm sick of talking about Duke.
I know. I know. We could talk about them
I'm sick of
forever.
Duke.
But it just seems like another example, as we mentioned, the team winning the game, not just the players. And got to give a lot of credit to UConn Duke. They really got to figure some stuff out going forward. But I want to talk about, there were some other Elite 8 games, guys. They weren't maybe
others.
not quite as eventful as this one. But Carson, what did you see from the rest of the Elite 8?
I just saw some teams taking care of business, like even with the Arizona-Purdue game. I was very high on Purdue. This is where I had them kind of losing, but
Yeah.
Arizona did what they were supposed to do. They took care of them, and even in the Illinois-Iowa game. Shout out to Iowa. Awesome run. They had some of the best guard play in the country.
Bennett Sturts.
Yeah, awesome
fan of
player.
Bennett Sturts.
Awesome player, but they could take care of business. Michigan got Tennessee out of there. I thought Tennessee was going to lose in the first round. I was sick of seeing them even alive. Michigan took care of them, so it was unfortunately they weren't as entertaining as the UConn Duke game. But I mean, those are games that you still want to tune into just in case something like the UConn Duke game does happen.
Yep, certainly. And now let's get into the Final Four. I want to give my brother Charlie a shout out because he was one Duke away from getting a perfect Final Four.
Wow.
He got the rest of them. He's 13, by the way. The ball knowledge is there. He had Illinois, he had Michigan, he had Arizona, and he had Duke. Unfortunately, UConn had other plans. But here is the Final Four: UConn, Illinois, Arizona, Michigan. 2 very interesting matchups. I want to talk about, as long as we're on the topic of UConn, the Illinois one first. The Illini, man, they have found a way in this tournament. I was a little surprised, of how they've just fought, and they found a way to win over and over again. They've been impressive. What are you looking to see in this matchup, Alex?
I honestly wasn't surprised. I had
Okay.
Illinois in this position.
Great.
I was very high on this team. I've been high on them in the past. This year, I'm big fans of Keaton Wagler and Stojakovic, Page's son. I think those 2 are the reason they got here. But against UConn, that's just one hell of a team, man.
Yeah.
Like, that is an incredible team, top to bottom. Illinois is going to give UConn all they can, but I think at the end of the day, UConn is just the better team, and I would take UConn against Illinois, but Illinois will keep it close against UConn.
All right, Carson, how are you feeling on this
Yeah,
matchup?
I have to agree with UConn winning, but I don't think that Illinois. I mean, I'm not saying that you did say this, but Illinois has a really good chance. I want to note that Stojakovic comes off the bench and he produces, and even that guy Ben Hummerkaus, I want to say, I think I'm saying his name right, but he had some big games against UCLA and even against Michigan late in the regular season. So off the bench is going to be key for UConn to limit some of those points and some of that production, and also the rebounding matchup. If Illinois wants to win, they got to keep Taurus Reed off the glass and dominate in the paint.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a really good matchup. Illinois has just been another one of these teams that I think has just found a way throughout this tournament. UConn riding the momentum of that game. I have them winning this one. It's going to be really exciting, though. And I want to talk now about Michigan and Arizona, guys. These are two of the championship favorites from across the brackets. They've just been two teams that all season long have been incredible. And I think to see this matchup in the Final Four, it's going to be really special. Carson, what are you looking to see?
This is the national championship. Shout out to UConn.
Kind of feels like
Shout
that,
out to
doesn't it?
Illinois. This is the national championship that I'm having to work through. But I'll be tuned in on the real app, you know. But this is the national championship for Michigan and Arizona. These have been arguably the two best teams, or two of the four. I think with the other one seeds, well, maybe not Florida, but those are, I think Duke and Michigan, Arizona have been the topic of discussion of who's the best team in the country this year. So this is the matchup we want to see. And like I said, this is the national championship. For Michigan, I want to say they want to keep paint touches on the low, not letting Jaden Bradley get in the paint or limit Koa Pete get in the paint. Those things like that. For Arizona, you want to try and get physical Axel Lindbergh early. He's been having a lot of success all season, of course, in the tournament as well. So I think if you slow him down, because sometimes, you know, if stars have rough first halves to come out second half to get started, I want them to see them get physical and all that. But there's only so much I can say about this game. It's just something you'll have to watch. Another player I want to point out, Elliot Cadeau, who I'm kind of a hater of. I'm not going to lie. I just don't think he's as good as he is. Telling dude from Alabama, oh, it's over, bro. Like, okay, it's easy to feed the ball to Damar, who's 7'5". But I want to see Arizona game planning around him, not letting him get too many assists. He's averaging 8 in the tournament. So those are some things I would look out for in this game.
Yeah, these are two teams that are built from top to bottom, and I just feel like there are so little weaknesses on each of them. That's why, truly, I think this is a championship-level matchup in the Final Four. Alex, what are you looking to see?
This is going to be Kong versus Godzilla. You know the meme?
Yep.
Where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Linkin Park song playing, and like it's got all those explosions. Yeah, this is going to be that. But you mentioned Braden Burries, Koa Pete, Axel Lindbergh. Those are the top guys. I think when, you know, I said earlier, players don't win championships, teams do. But when both teams playing are so great top to bottom, then you have to look at, well, who are the team's best players? I think Braden Burries is better than Yaxel Lindbergh, and Burries has another big forward in Koa Pete to play with. I think Arizona will win. It's going to be so close. I mean, this is going to be a 5 or less game the whole way through, but I think Arizona is going to claw their way to victory against the Wolverines.
All right, Carson, who do you think takes this one?
I think Arizona also wins. And I think they beat UConn, or I think they beat whoever they play between Illinois and UConn in the national championship.
All right, there you are. It's going to be very exciting to watch. Obviously, on Saturday for the Final Four, Monday, national championship, we'll be tuned in. But now we're going to talk about the Dallas Stars coming up next.